listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.
Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name's Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM, the host of Community Forum. And with me today are three lovely people from the Heights Lions Club here in Carlsbad. If you ask them, arguably the better of the two Lions clubs, but I'll leave that up to them. I'm going to start by introducing them to my left, and you can't see us, so you're just going to have to trust me. To my left is Rhonda Jones. She's the third vice president of the Heights Lions Club. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. And you have a really nice voice. That's very nice. I think you've been on before, but it's been maybe a year.
It has been.
Sitting across from me, good friend, neighbor, Bill Derringer. Bill Derringer is the secretary of the Heights Lion Club. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine. Thanks, John.
Good. Appreciate that. And to my right is the public relations extraordinaire, as I've been told, Michael Bromka.
I'm just the in-house writer.
The in-house writer. Don't sell yourself short.
I'm on Radio Right.
Okay. Did you? That's true. Did you actually write the commercials that you guys have running on the radio?
Yes.
Okay. So that makes you an external communications person as well.
Whoa.
Oh. No. So let me just get over all that. We are here to talk about the annual spaghetti dinner that's actually at lunch.
I would like to say Spaghetti Fest.
Spaghetti Fest. Yeah. And then so last year the gimmick, and so Bronco, I feel like you're good. It's kind of a gimmick, but I think they're great. Last year, the whole ad was about dinner at lunch and lunch at dinner, something of that nature.
Spaghetti Fest, Spaghetti Dinner, Spaghetti Fest.
That's right. And so you're still on the festival, and Rhonda's the one that's all about the dinner.
I'm on the dinner, yeah.
The dinner. I mean, it is. I went last year, of course. It's at the Carlsbad High School Cafeteria. It's always the Saturday before tax day. That's going to be April 12th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Carlsbad High School Cafeteria. Important to get those details out right away. Does anybody want to give me a little rundown on how last year was successful? Was it successful? Who wants to give me a heads up on that?
It was successful.
Okay.
And we served about 550 people.
All right.
And it went well.
It's usually fun.
It's been fun the whole time.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for this will be our 25th year.
This year's year 25? 25th anniversary. That's a bigger anniversary than most anniversaries, right? The 25th. Are we doing anything special, Rhonda, above and beyond for the 25th anniversary?
Well, we are going to have a raffle.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do a raffle. I'm in the process of procuring some items now.
Some items, okay.
We want some really good stuff, but yeah, we are going to do a raffle.
If you'd like, I can throw in some radio ads for free for an organization or someone if they happen to. If you'd like to do that,
thank you.
I'll be more than happy to. If a business wins, that could be beneficial. If it's an individual person, then they can do a 30-second commercial bragging about themselves if they'd like.
Okay.
I was thinking if you'd like to do that. So, how much does it cost to join to go to the Spaghetti Festival / dinner?
There's no joining. It's just you show up and eat. And it is Spaghetti Fest, not festival. In Spanish, it's festival, but in English, fest. Spaghetti Fest.
Spaghetti Fest. Or dinner. See, that sounds
Spaghetti
like
Fest.
that already.
It's still dinner, but it's $7 a ticket, or you can get 3 for $20.
Okay, and that's the same price as last year?
Yeah, it is.
Is this your largest fundraiser?
No.
No?
This is our smallest.
Oh, wow.
Can we?
But it's really to get out in front of the community.
Okay.
That's what Patrick and I envisioned that 25 years ago.
Right.
And we needed something that people would recognize the Heights Lions for in public.
Right. So the high school is really great. Always been a really good partner.
Yeah, we've been doing it there for about 8 or 10 years.
Okay. Excellent.
But actually, we began where?
In the community kitchen.
Okay.
With the Terry Abel,
Terry
currently Terry Abel kitchen. You know, where the poor folks go to get a free lunch.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, it's right near the fire department, the downtown fire department.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess, did you move to the cafeteria because you got too big?
Yes, that's exactly right. Because we went to the Knights of Columbus for a while, but it just was too small for us.
Too small. Right. I understood. So what do we have? I mean, we're doing the spaghetti dinner. I thought it was really great last year. It was the first time I've ever attended. The spaghetti was really good too. Who's the sauce maker? That's what I remember. Are you going to make the sauce again?
I'm the sauce maker, yeah.
You're going to make the sauce again this year?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I've always told, everybody always comes to me and says, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? I said, well, I always listen to them and ignore them.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, you can't tell grandma how to make her sauce. You know what I mean? Or grandpa
I
how to
told
make
them
the sauce.
they can have somebody else cook whatever they want. As long as I'm a cook.
Yeah, you're the sauce. Well, there's, you never, anytime you have sauce going, somebody comes by and they taste it, and they always have a comment or two, which is unnecessary.
That's true. If you have 10 people taste it, you're going to get 10 different
10
ideas.
different, yeah, right. Have more salt, less salt.
Well,
more salt.
it was based on the community. We used to, my wife and I, when we would have spaghetti, everybody in the neighborhood would come over and eat. The kids,
Yeah.
not the parents. So it became kind of a, well, you need something to eat. You want to cook a meal to eat for the public? Then I got spaghetti. That's what.
Spaghetti's a good one. I mean, and it's one that you can make on a large scale,
Right.
right? You don't have to worry about individual plates.
I wanted to mention that, of course, I've been washing dishes over there for the each year for the Spaghetti Fest, and
Festival.
and
Dinner.
when the first year or two, I didn't even sell any tickets because to me it was absurd. It's like I can boil water at home. Why would I go out to eat spaghetti? I could never figure that out. And then I had to admit, we got spaghetti and meat sauce, bacon flavored green beans, garlic bread, salad, sweet tea, sheet cake for dessert. All right, I don't do that at home.
You know what it sounds like to me, Rhonda?
What?
Sounds like a dinner.
It does. It sounds like a dinner.
So
For sure.
So you get 3 for $20.
And you
right?
can't eat.
Yeah.
You can't. One person can't eat for 20 in this town.
No, that's a really good point.
And there's
That's
no tip.
true.
I mean, it just buying the 3 tickets is
right, you're not
charitable
asking
thing.
for tips afterwards.
No.
Right, but I mean, like let's say $40, 6 meals, right, for $40. So that's what I'm saying. So if
Right.
you went in, that's and spaghetti holds really well. Plus, pasta sometimes is better the next day after it's been in the refrigerator.
It
anyways,
is.
yeah. So the idea is come get you lunch and a dinner, and then you've got even an extra one after that.
You can do that. Yeah, it is all you can eat.
Yeah.
So as much as you want.
So you can just keep going through the line if you're there in person.
If that's
They'll
what you're
actually
going to
bring it to you. We have kids working the front,
Oh, okay.
and they'll bring you another plate.
Another plate, please. Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, I just got the one. I was like, I don't know how much spaghetti I really need to eat
Well,
at one time.
Last year, there was one guy at one table that got 5 times.
5 times. That's like, I mean, that's what it's there for. So
He
good for
got
him.
his
I'm not,
money's worth. Didn't
It
he?
is all you can eat.
I was like, I'm not going to hate on him for that. I was like, okay, all right, guy, that's what you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So, are we comfortable saying, do you know how much money you raised, or is that something you guys don't necessarily like to share? Because you don't have to.
We make a reasonable profit. It goes into it's an admin fundraiser.
Okay.
That's why it's smaller. So we probably make 3,000 or 4,000 net for the club.
Yeah.
That pays for dues. For one of the reasons you can join our club so cheap, we barely cover the cost of what we collect, but we pay
Right.
for it with the spaghetti dinner.
And remind everybody if they wanted to join the Heights Lion Club, how much is the annual dues?
Well, it's $40 for 6 months.
$40 6 months. So you're looking at what, $80 for a year?
Yeah.
Okay, that is not expensive at all. And let's get in before we were joking around about spaghetti dinners, spaghetti fest or festivals, right? But we're joking around about that. But let's get a little serious about the mission of the Heights Lions Club or Lions Club in general. I know there's a lot of Lions Clubs everywhere, all over the country and in the community. But I'm Gen X, right? A little bit younger generation. I think we have a daughter that's a millennial. Right, and then we've got some. I mean, she actually might even be Gen Z now. I hate to think of it that bad. You know what I mean? But how are we seeing? How are the younger people getting involved in these type of service organizations?
They're not like we want them to.
No.
Right.
I think they see us as too stodgy or whatever, but we really need new blood all the time. We do ramps,
Yeah. Okay. Wheelchair ramps.
wheelchair ramps.
We build them.
Yeah,
Build them and install them onto the house. Right.
we actually build them in place.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah, we're connected with NewMexicoRamps.org, so we make a different ramp now than we did 3 years ago. But it's
Superior, actually.
yeah.
Well, you got to make sure that when it comes to ADA compliance, which is what a ramp is for, right?
Right.
There are very specific rules on how to make sure that you're following ADA compliance, and depending on how high the doorway is from the ground, you might have to build a pretty long
A
ramp.
mobile home is typically 31 inches,
Okay.
so you got to build a 31-foot ramp. Or
So 31 inch. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So it's like, because it's got to come pretty far
it
down.
usually has to go down and turn,
Right.
come back on itself.
Right.
But we've been doing them since the mid '90s anyway.
Right. That's what you as the Heights Lion Club, that's one of the main focuses and one of the missions that you guys have taken on to make sure that the mobility and access to your home.
We also fund eyeglasses for the indigent. If you're, below the poverty line, and just to get a job, you need to be able to see better.
Right.
We do the funding once the application is done, and you qualify. That you go to Dr. Lim and you get your eyes checked, and then you get the prescription and the eyeglasses themselves, and we fund that.
Well, that's important too.
adults.
I mean, glasses they're not cheap.
No.
Oh,
Right.
no.
And we're not even talking like designer lenses, right? We're just talking about actual
Just basic expensive,
glasses.
yeah.
Because being able to see is not a privilege, it's a right, in my opinion. Right. So being able to see is something that everybody should have access
It's
to.
sure a need, that's for sure.
Right, exactly. And as I get older, I realize that I'm starting to need some glasses, which is unfortunate. So I mean, I guess the thing is everybody's gonna need glasses at some point, right? Rhonda, you're the only one at this table, and I'm not wearing glasses right now because I'm farsighted, not nearsighted, so I can see close. I have a hard time seeing the board from far away. Or do you wear glasses at all?
I don't anymore, but I had been wearing glasses since I was 6.
Did you get some LASIK done?
I had cataract surgery in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, and so that helped, and I don't have to. I still use glasses to read, but
Right.
I don't have to have glasses to see far off. But yeah, I was born with myopia, nearsightedness,
Right.
and pretty bad. And I wore glasses. They fitted me in glasses whenever I was in first grade, and then I went into contact lenses, and I wore those for years and years, and then finally, I had cataracts, and so I got the cataract surgery, which was phenomenal. Now I can see far off, first time in my life.
Wow. I mean, that is impressive. I have a niece. Her name's Abby. She's 10 years old now, born with double cataracts.
Wow.
And so she's had about 8 different surgeries, permanent contact lenses, and obviously as she grows, those have to adapt with her as well. And this miracle of medicine, she is able to see, she can read, she see colors. We think that she'll be able to drive when she gets older.
Great.
But that's about it. You know what I mean? She may not be able to drive.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not 100% sure, but and so she will need glasses. And so even with the permanent contacts and lenses in, she's got, like, for lack of a better term, guys, this might be a little rude, but it's my niece. So she's got the Coke bottle glasses, is what we're calling them, right? My mother grew up with Coke bottle glasses, had the LASIK surgery done at some point, and now I can't even remember what she looked like wearing glasses anymore, right? But my whole life growing up, she wore glasses. I guess that's just me on a tangent because it's my radio show, so thank you. But the idea is like very, very important things, right? You guys are choosing very critical things that I think a lot of people take for granted. People take mobility for granted. They take eyesight for granted. They take their health for granted. I just want to state that, like, it is really expensive to be unhealthy in this country.
Oh, that's
Absolutely.
for sure. Yeah.
Right. If you're healthy, everything's all great. The health system doesn't bother you at all, right? But when you have to have glasses like that all the time, or you have to have a chair as assistance, and you have to go to the doctor constantly to help with that, it is very expensive to be unhealthy in this country. So I just want to take a second to be grateful for as healthy as all of us are still to this day.
True.
Because that's like just a horrible thing. So give me something else. You guys do ramps, you do eyeglasses.
Just a little distinction. This very modest fundraiser for our admin fund. There's this little admin fund that just takes care of our dues, and if you come to speak to the Lions, which we have 4 times a month, we have to pay for that lunch. So it comes out of that as well.
And you guys meet, where do you guys meet?
Stevens Inn.
Okay, so the
at
Stevens
noon on Fridays.
Every Friday at noon?
Yes.
Okay.
However, that's the little modest fund that's just taking care of our little business, but the stuff we do. However, the big fund is the charity fund that we really work to raise money for, and all that money, that doesn't go for lunches. That goes back out to the community for volunteer.
Okay, we'll share a little bit about the charity
Our
fund.
largest one is the carnival.
Right.
I've been bringing the carnival to Carlsbad since 1992.
That San Jose Park Carnival?
Yes.
Isn't
Yes.
that the park over there, San Jose Park? Right. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's it's most of our funding at this point.
Wow.
Really. We
And when do you guys do that every year?
right now it's going to be May 1st through the 11th.
Okay. I always see it, and I'm gone. I just can't recall like when it is. I just know what I remember is I feel like it's really dry here a lot, right? Being in the desert, but any time that the carnival comes, you're almost guaranteed to get a little bit of rain.
Yeah,
Right?
That is true.
that's very true.
Yeah. So that's coming up in May. This is very appropriate for when we're airing this. So that'll
And
be about a
one
month
thing-
after this airs.
One thing that everybody should know probably is that 1/4 of the money they spend for rides comes to our club.
Wow, that's great.
So
Okay. I mean, carnivals are fun to begin with,
yeah,
right?
and that money gets spent back in the community. We support many organizations. So.
Right.
Yeah, I was looking
Most
for the
of the
list and I can't
nonprofits.
find it, but the ones I like to talk about are Abundant Harvest Food Pantry, the Community of Hope Center for the homeless folks, the Battered Family Shelter,
Right.
the Transitional Living Center,
Transitional housing, yes.
Jonas House.
Jonas House,
And United Way.
yes.
We've gotten money from the Lions.
What's
too.
the numbers again? Is it 21131? What
211.
211.
Our
is the
largest
number.
receiver of any of our largest is the Boys and Girls Club.
Girl, yes.
Boys and Girls Club. Are you still on the board?
No,
Okay. You were, though, for a long time.
I was. Yes.
Right. Okay. Excellent. And then,
I just got where I was out of town too much. I couldn't keep up with.
well, yeah, that happens, right? When you want to travel. And then Boys and Girls Club was involved in the recent Gus Macker tournament, too, that we had?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I just had.
That's their fundraiser.
Right, that's right. I just had a shout out on an earlier radio show for Michelle Martinez. She seems to be doing a really great job since
Yeah.
she took over as Boys and Girls Club. So that's 2 shout outs for you, Michelle. So congratulations. You're doing a really good job.
It seems to be
I was one
thriving
of the people
there.
that hired her, so she did
Okay.
Bravo.
Yeah, great job. And the Gus Macker tournament's really wonderful, and they're just getting better at it every year, and it's just growing every year. So I think that's obviously really great. So you guys do a ton. I'm going to be a little partial to the United Way right now, Rhonda, considering that the United Way chose me as a star, as one of the Eddy County stars. So I'm not going to get in the way of that. I think I'm going to agree with them completely. and
We agree with that, yeah.
I'm going to do my best to dance. I actually questioned that because out of everybody that they chose, I'm the least Carlsbad person. Like everybody that's part of that group has been in the community way, way longer than I have. So I kind of feel like I'm an underdog.
It's the Ichabod Crane lankiness of you.
I think it might be. Now, let's just keep my head on.
Oh, well, don't feel that way. I don't think you're an underdog. I think everybody has a good chance, and I think you'll do well.
Well, I have moves. I've had moves.
You do have moves. I've seen those moves.
Yeah, I have some moves. So I think, and I'm going to take it. We're going to have a lot of fun, but I'm going to take that dance competition very seriously. I do absolutely. If I'm going to do this, which I am doing it, and I've raised a little bit of money already. I don't think we've raised nearly as much as Frankie Davis has raised. He's on a tear. But I've raised a little bit of money for the United Way, and I know that the fundraiser's been really great so far. But I'm going to take it seriously, and I'm really going to really try to show out. And I think it's a really, really great event. I think it could be a lot of fun.
Oh, I think it's going to be great, and we appreciate you helping us with it.
Well, the only reason we brought up the United Way is because the Heights Lions Club contributes to the United Way. Since we're talking about the spaghetti dinner or spaghetti fest, or in Spanish, Bronca.
What is Festival de Espagueti?
Now, I know that when you guys have some radio ads running, which you'll hear on this radio station as well, I really like the ad that you have, which I'm going to call the Spanglish ad.
Yes.
Right? And I'll tell you a couple of reasons that I really like it, just to get my opinion out there, is the idea is that we are way more of a bilingual community than a lot of people think. Or if they don't, then maybe they do think that. But I think that that's there's a lot to that. SCNMC, Southeast New Mexico College, which we're at, is a very bilingual college.
Sure.
Our city's growing, right? And it is growing bilingually, right?
Sure.
It's growing in both languages. So I like the idea of some Spanglish. And on top of that, we speak way more Spanglish than you know, even if you don't realize it, by just the result of being in New Mexico.
Of course.
And it's even more so like north of I-40. But, it's growing here. So I have this ad that I'm willing to play right now.
Can I just mention as intro, because we wanted the ad last year, and there was a big debate. What's this Spaghetti Fest? I just like it because it's quicker. The word. But there was a lot of pushback. Well, we've been calling spaghetti dinner. So I thought, well, we can do this dialogue back and forth.
You did. It was a really good ad last year.
And then when we cut, and Ron and I, when we did the English one this year, we did it in one take. And then Steve Sparks said, so give me your script. We'll translate it, and we'll have some Spanish speakers. And I said, what do you mean you'll translate it? Give me this thing. So we Googled the translation, fiddled with it, and I said, well, I'll try and pronounce the Spanish for one half of it, and Rhonda will do her half in English.
Yeah, I did not try.
And
I've tried it before, and Kyle can tell you that I can't do it.
so if I had it overnight, I could have practiced it up, but I didn't. We did that in 3 takes also. And that's why
good.
If you listen to the ad, I keep on saying festival, and it's
Michael,
festival.
let's hear the ad.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's hear the ad. I'm holding the phone up to the microphone, so let's see how well this sounds.
Festival de Spaghettis.
Carlsbad Heights Lion Spaghetti Dinner.
Sábado 12 de abril.
3 days before tax day.
De 11 por la mañana, 2 por la tarde.
Carlsbad High School Cafeteria.
Festival de Spaghettis. Buffet libre.
Spaghetti dinner. Lunchtime single ticket, $7.
Pero 3 boletos por 20.
Carlsbad Heights Lion Spaghetti Dinner. All you can eat.
Festival de Spaghettis. Come feliz.
Eat hearty spaghetti dinner.
Festival.
Dinner.
Festival.
Spaghetti.
All right, wonderful. I actually really like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys both credit. Bramka as the in-house and external communications public relations member of the Heights Lions Club. Those are 2 good ads in a row, because the dinner, lunch fest, that lunch dinner festival, and that was a great ad last year. You and Rhonda have a really good rapport going back and forth. You know what I mean? And so I think really, really good ads. And I feel like I'm somebody that can speak from a bit of an authority level, considering how many ads I put together. So really, really good job. Thank you all very much on that.
And with apologies to the real Spanish speakers, that obviously I'm some gabacho bumping into the furniture, but I'm trying my best. And we thought it'll crack them up. They'll laugh about it and say, listen to this guy. But if they buy tickets, we're happy.
Oh, definitely.
I agree. And I don't speak Spanish, so I think you did very good. But I'll run that by some Spanish speakers and get back to you.
They're going to hoot and holler and laugh a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you're a gringo trying your best, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
At least you tried.
You did
Right.
fine, Michael.
I think you did. I think you did really well. I think you really did. Let's do a little recap here. This is going to be April 12th at the Carlsbad High School Cafeteria, the last Saturday before tax day. So go get full before you have to deal with the IRS. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., April 12th. The Heights Lion Club Spaghetti Dinner Fest at lunch.
Yes.
Right. $7 for 1 plate, 3 for 20. So
that's a good deal. 3 for 20.
3 for 20. That's all you can eat. So you drop 20, you get 1 plate right there, and then you take some to go.
Exactly.
Right? That's really simple. It's not like Bill, you guys are designing this to for people to just eat as much as they want.
Exactly.
Right. This isn't like come in and we want our $7 and here's your little penance of food. This is just come in and get really full. Bring the whole family. Bring the grandkids, of course. I know that's like a tradition. Take a plate home if you'd like. Good exposure for the Heights Lions Club. I think that's really great.
There is a lot of joviality too. It's not really as grim as a regular old restaurant, which are okay. There's a bunch of strangers, but I think there's a lot of hey, you're here too. Come on over and then
a lot of camaraderie and we have fun too.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's when last year was the first year that I've attended. I thought it was really great. My wife and I really liked it. Thought there was big crowds coming in, and I liked being served by people in the community that don't typically serve me food. Also, like I like seeing that. You know what I mean? I was like, that person's kind of an authority figure. I'll take some spaghetti. Thank you. Oh, extra green beans, please. It's always nice when you switch the roles up like that as well. Every once in a while, it's like when the supervisor serves some food or something, or the boss is the one that's doing the cookout. When you flip the roles a little bit, it's always really nice. And this is a really nice event. What the Heights Lion Club does is also really great for the community. We appreciate you guys keeping it up every year. Built 25 years.
Of course.
Great. And you're just going to keep going?
Just going to keep going as long as I can.
Right. It's individuals like you that the community needs. And I wonder, we only have a few minutes left, but I ponder and I ask this question. What strategies or what do you think your groups can do to try to attract, because we mentioned this briefly earlier, how do we attract the younger generation to get involved in service?
Well, one thing you have to be more open to the public. They've got to be able to see you. To understand.
Okay.
Another thing is one of the things that the Lions Club did last year or 2 years ago. They started a group up here at the college,
Okay.
but that's a very transient group.
Yeah.
So I don't think it paid out the way they wanted it to. But.
Right. Well, we do have some here at the college. We do have the places where you can donate eyeglasses. Some eyeglass boxes floating around. I think you're right about that. And but you're also right about this is a bit of a transient, or I'm going to say like nomadic, because you got a lot of people that come here for 2 years and then they're either on their way to their career, right, which could take them out of town, or they're moving on to a higher education institution somewhere else to finish off their degree, which means that they're not necessarily staying in Carlsbad. I can see that being a little bit difficult to try to get a solid group, because every 2 years we're bringing people in and out. Right. And then it's even more than that. It's every semester there's a bunch of new faces.
Well, we have 5 scholarships also to adults.
Oh, that's another thing we fund.
Returning adult students, not the students from the high school.
Yeah, the non-traditionals.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. Well, that's great. That's so important. And one thing here about the community college, Rhonda, I don't know if you know this or not, but it's an unofficial slogan. But we meet people where they're at, right? Community colleges accept everyone, right? If you don't have a GED, we'll come here. We'll help you get a GED, right? And then we'll get you enrolled in some entry-level classes. You're always going to do better in life if you have a little bit more education. And we are a place that will help an individual over and over and over again. And when you're a non-traditional student, which I was not. When I went to college, I was blessed to just go right from high school to college with parental support, the full 9, which is very helpful, which makes me very fortunate, something you don't realize until you get a little older in life, how fortunate that is. But the community college, you can have somebody, there are people that come to this campus that you don't know what their histories are. You don't know how hard they may have struggled to get where they're at today, right? This is a no judgment zone. We're like Planet Fitness. Come on in, no judgment. You know what I mean? And if you struggle one semester, don't worry about it. Come back again the next semester. Like, how many times can you help somebody get started? And the answer is forever, indefinitely. You can always help them over and over and over again. And that's what I like about being at the community college and being able to connect with non-traditional students, or showing individuals that it doesn't matter if you stumbled or if you didn't, or whatever led to you not getting to college. My mother did not get her college degree until 2 months before I got mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was her goal, to always get her college degree before I got mine. She literally did it 2 months.
2 months
2
before.
months. That's what happens when you have a teenage pregnancy, and you and the father, which is, they're married 46 years now, right? That's what happens when you have to start a family, or you did start a family, even though you may not have wanted to at that time. You start a family, you got to get to work. You got to take care of the family. You just can't go off to college and have fun for 4 years when God decided that you're going to have a baby now, right? And so that was always her goal. So I think I can relate a little bit more as a result of my mom and my dad both got college degrees well after my sister and I were in our teenage years, and they did it through the work of community colleges in the communities that they lived in. My dad was in the Air Force, so every new place we went, there's either a community college or a Wayland Baptist University that was connected to the military base, and they did it piecemealed out. I don't think not once did they ever do 12 or 15 credit hours, which qualifies you to be a full-time student. So my sister and I were fortunate enough to not have to do that because they did that for us, So I can speak for hours on how great a community college is, just like I think all of you can speak on how great the Heights Lion Club is and everything you do for the community.
Well, and I think this college is doing a lot for the community too. I know 2 of our board members on the Health Council are actually teachers here at the college, and we've been trying to get a community garden started, and we've been having some issues, trying to get the land and everything. And because of that, one of the teachers is now doing garden classes. He's starting garden classes here at the college to help with that. So, I can't say enough good things about the college. That you do so much for
now that
us.
we're independent and we're designed for Eddy County, you can tell it's starting to show, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. And that's a good thing. And the community really had to gather and rally in order to make that happen. So that's even better. There's just another sign. We're about out of time, but before we sign off, I want to go around the room. Bronca, I'm going to start with you this time. And if it's okay, I'll call you Bronca. I like your last name better than your first name, to be honest.
There's a Michael under every rock. So
that's a good point, but there's only one Bronca.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me what the Heights Lion Club means to you and what the Spaghetti Fest means to you.
The Heights Lions Club is a terrific can-do outfit, and we are a conduit to collect money and give it back out to volunteer groups. But we're all also just a real great man and woman fraternity of friends, and we're active. We build the ramps. We pitch in to do the spaghetti dinner. We do the carnival, and so it's yes, we still need to recruit members. We're thrilled with our one of our newest members is Vishal Kolwalwada. He's a pharmacist, and he's a dad of young kids, but he's one of our new members, and we're proud of him. And it's just a great outfit for the people who get involved and want to do stuff.
Great. Bill, I'm gonna let you go last. I think you've been the longest serving member that's sitting at this table right now.
Yes.
So we're gonna let you go last. But Rhonda, I want to turn to you. What does the Heights Lions Club mean to you? I mean, you're already involved in United Way, and obviously you're service oriented, but what about this agency specifically?
Well, there's a lot of things. I have met a lot of people with the Lions, both here and national and international. And I think the Lions as a whole does so much, not only for the community, but for the world in general. And it's just a great organization, and I'm very proud to be a part of it. I feel like it's a small part, but we do a lot of things or do what we can here in the community. We help a lot of the nonprofits make their goals to be able to do what they need to do. And I'm very proud to be a Lion.
Right. Bill Derringer, take it away.
Well, the Lions, I joined the club in 1985, so this year will be 40 years. I really like it because it's a hands-on. It's a hands-on organization. We don't. In other words, we don't just give our money; we give our time. Mm-hmm. And the Lions is the largest nonprofit organization in the world. So the funny thing about that is we're so focused on doing something locally that we don't do a lot nationally. But the other club does. That's the deal.
Okay.
We've always got something going on. I worry about that sometimes because you feel like you're asking too much of the members. But on the other side of it, those of us who want to be busy, there's never a shortage.
Right.
So
all right.
Everybody's welcome. We're very welcoming to anybody that comes in.
Fridays at noon at the Stevens.
Yes.
If you're interested, just walk in.
And you get you'll even get a free lunch.
All right, walk in, get a free lunch if you're interested. Thank you all very much. Bill Derringer, Secretary of the Heights Lions Club, Michael Bronca, in-house communication expert at the Heights Lions Club, Rhonda Jones, third Vice President. Please go out April 12th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Carlsbad High School Cafeteria, the last Saturday before Tax Day, for the Spaghetti Dinner Fest.
Spaghetti Fest.
At lunch.
Dinner.
Thank you three very much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.